Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are in a thunderstorm at the KSC. You can see some lightning happening over there. It seems to be happening to the north of us, but either way, that's not to deter us. We're going to continue on. So this is my hardcore mode. So for those people new to the series, the idea with this is, if you can ignore the thunderclaps in the background, the idea of this is we're playing in hard mode. So that does mean that there are no reverts and no quick saving or anything like that. So whatever happens, happens. I've also done the further challenge of reducing the science from 60%, which is the normal hard mode science, down to 30%. So things are progressing a little bit more slowly, but that all being said, at the conclusion of the last stream, I had built a 4-crewed orbiter that got up to an orbit well out past the moon, repaired a satellite, and got back safely. One of the things I want to do is kind of tweak that thing a little bit, make it a little bit safer. I remember the return felt a little sketchy to me. But other than that, I really actually don't know kind of what I am going to be doing. So I think best plan is just to go into mission control here and see what contracts we have available. So I do have an Explore the Moon contract, which is to land on the moon, plant a flag on the moon. I do have this rescue William C. from Orbit of the Moon. William C. is one of my wonderful Patreon patrons or YouTube members. I lose track of which ones are which. But he's in a low orbit about the moon. I could use the vessel that I had just designed to go pick him up. I think it would be capable of doing that with just some improvements to make it just, I think, a little bit safer. Yeah, a moment of silence for Jeb playing in hardcore mode. But let's see what other things we have available here. Well, there is the Bring the Moonstone Back with you. It's nice to combine things. I don't know if I'll be doing the moon landings yet, but probably soon. I don't know if it'll be this stream, but I think definitely by the next stream. Cash is... Oh, we got more rescues. I'm a big fan of rescues. Love to build up my Kerbal core. Again, I've only got one pilot due to losing Jeb. Again, moment of silence for Jeb. It's only Valentina, so picking up a pilot would be great. So I got this low orbits. They're both lows. Oh, and another one, orbit of Kerbin. All three are low. There's a temptation there. I got a 4-crewed ship. I could put Valentina in it and try and scoop up all three of these with one mission. Attach a new part to a satellite in orbit of the moon. That's very similar to the contract I did last week. But I don't think I'm going to do this one. I think what I'm going to do... First of all, I do want to grab this Moonstone one before it expires. Like when I get around to finally doing a moon contract. Yes, I will be able to grab this and 3 more. So I'm going to grab that. And then I'm going to grab these 3 rescue contracts. I think maybe today's going to be about nothing but rescues. And what I'm thinking about is really rescuing Kerbal. So we're going to rescue these 3 from low orbit. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the William C. here. And also these are the regular Kerbal names. I will change those. That one almost says laptop, but it's laptop. I will change these to some more direct supporter names, but I'll have to do that between the streams. Anyway, let's go back and take a look at the rocket that we finished off last week with. Any idea for the name of a rocket that mixes together CZ5, Titan II, and... I'm really bad when it comes to names, so sorry about that. I did do one stream, or one series. Gosh, this was a long time ago, but I'm sure it's rattling down there in the archives of my YouTube channel somewhere, where I made, because I was so bad with names, I made a list of philosophers and mathematicians and scientists right back from like ancient Babylon up till modern times and put them in roughly chronological order, and then just use that list. Every time I had a new ship, I just referred to the list, who's next on the list, and it kind of worked rather well, actually. But what is the ship that I had before? It's this one. This is sort of its call numbers. It's a Kerbin vessel. It goes around, it's a Kerbin orbiter, and it holds 4 people, and it's the first variant of this. And this is it. I do want to clean this up a little bit. There's a few things I want to do. So one of the things... Let's just get the orbiter part here. So we'll just take the booster part off. So this is capable of pretty much getting anywhere in the Kerbin system. So it can go and do an orbit of the moon, come back, orbit of Minmus and come back, and all kinds of other large orbits as well. I kind of like the green and the blue that kind of ended up happening with this, but I want to change I want to spend a little bit of time kind of cleaning this up. So I don't like the way the colors came out here on this Terrier engine. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna change this cone. We're gonna just, is there just a, no, let's go black, absolute black, and same with that white that's on the cone, or on the engine bell. I say cone, but bell. That should be just black too. And maybe this the plumbing bits that I see here, which are, I think, black. Oh wait, on the bell. Let's change them to kind of a bronze metal. Oh, that not bronze. I could go brass, or I can go gold. I do like this changing just the plumbing bits. Let's go with the brass. Let's go brass. There we go. And we can look up the gizzards there, and we can see that there are some bits up there. So there is, this must be the engine blue? What color is that blue thing? So what if we change that to, let's just take a look. Oh yeah, we can make that chrome. Steel. Let's just make them steel. There's a green bit in there too. We'll make that steel. So this is the turd mod for those people unfamiliar with it. That red part up there in the engine, we'll change that to be black. And then there is some green and blue. Oh, there's a small truss in there. I see that. A little truss. We'll make that just, is there just steel? Just steel. That works. And then that blue on that small truss too should be just steel. Makes it look a little better. There's a red line. I guess that's that. Let's just make that steel. And I think that makes the whole engine bell there a little bit better. Now we've got the toroidal. I think that white should really be like a gold. There we go. And I don't know, I kind of am digging the blue and the green stripes. I might just kind of stick with that. So anyway, that makes the whole engine compartment there look a lot nicer. I like that. The paint mod is called Turd, T-U-R-D, which stands for something that I've completely forgotten what it stands for, but the acronym is pretty memorable, so I just remember the acronym. Let's delete the fairing and see what we can do with making. Now, one thing that this thing had an issue with, it does not need these reaction wheels. That was actually the part that Bill had to connect on there. But speaking of reaction wheels, once it's down off of this, right? This has no attitude control, and I was really concerned with how it would orient itself on its way down through the atmosphere, in particular with the you know, worrying that it would end up going parachute first. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take this off. I'm gonna put in a small set of reaction wheels right here. We'll put that back, and then we're just going to hide them. And then this thing now has some attitude control during its descent through the atmosphere. That looks pretty good. And that means it probably should have some electricity too. Yeah. Oh, it does have 100 units. Okay, there's 100 units of electricity between these two pods, so that's pretty good. Can we change up? Again, we'll get the... Where's the, can I, oh wait, is it not, oh, there we go. We do have some part adjusting we can do here, so let's see if we can spend a little bit of time at the start of this. What would work really well? What if it was like, not like the absolute green, but there must be like a dark olive. Yeah, that looks more brown than olive. Like green is green. I was thinking like kind of the Sylvia pod. Oh wait, there's green. Oh, there we go. I just go with that. And I've got the blue stripes there. Let's make that also the green. Oh, there's an olive too. Maybe the olive would be better. Back to here, olive. Oh, that's drab olive. That's why. I kind of like that. Okay, let's go with that. And I might just keep those green stripes. Let's see. Again, put it to here. Open coloring GUI. The olive paint on the red. And olive paint on the blue. Might just keep the green stripes going. Guess that puts them there too, but okay, that's all right. That's all right. And then up here too. Where is? It always seems to be in a different. Oops. There we go. And I'll go with the same thing, just this sort of olive paint. And that sort of. Here we go with that. And I'm just gonna grab them and tuck them down a little bit better. There we go. That looks, I think, pretty good. So I think that's better now for this re-entry via. I mean, the coloring was just superfluous. That didn't need to happen. But I think I'm gonna feel a little better re-entering this now. Now let's put the sort of. Now I really have a strong dislike for this bit here. I mean, it's functional, but I do have. There's just no. I wish I had the smaller decoupler, but I think I just need more. That's a big one. TD12. I would love to have the TD-06. I think I might just leave this for now. And one day in the future we'll maybe if I color it the same, it'll be a little less obtrusive. I don't know. Means I'm going olive for the motif here. The green will be red for those little arrows, and the blue will be that olive paint too. Maybe that blends in a little better. All right, and then one thing too, I'm going to keep the rest of this all white just the way it is. I don't know. But I wanted to give this thing a name, so I am going to call this. Let's find our text thing. And we're going to go to the mirror symmetry. Put 2 on, put the snap on. And we're going to call this, set the text, the Artemis. And specifically, actually, this is really the second one, isn't it? Because the first one flew last week. So this is the oh my gosh, RTIMEIMS 2. Let's get some. And scale that down a little bit. Beautiful, I think. So this now has a name. Yeah, we'll go with that. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to put some lights on it. Do I have? I do have navigation lights. Unfortunately, that's crappy. I think I might need to put them. These big pieces here kind of get in the way of putting some lights on it. You would want the red and the green. How does? Oh wait, I've got to go to mirror symmetry there. Well, maybe I can make this work. Maybe I can make this work. Let's see. We rotate these a little, kind of hovering above the textures, but if I can kind of do that, slide them in a little bit. This might not be able to work from both sides, and just because this one's hovering. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. I guess the best bet might be just to put them at the front, at the top. Not a huge fan, but might be my best option. So we're gonna make these blinky lights. So this is the port side, so this should be red and the blink should be on. And now I got to try and make it so it doesn't look completely stupid. I wonder if I can do that. Come up. Kind of works for me. And then we got to color them. Also got to change this one to a green one, which I'll get to in just a second. Again, just to have them match in, we'll change that red to the olive paint. Green's also the olive paint. There's a little blue dot. I'm just going to make that just flat out black. And finally, this guy on this side, we remove it from symmetry and change it to a green light. There. Now we got blinky blue and sort of like that. I am doing very well, Mehdi. Thank you very much. Very much. We're just kind of dressing up this vessel here that I made last week, but now I'm trying to make it just a little bit prettier. Not sure if I'm succeeding. We'll have to make that judgment later. And I'll put some more blinky lights on here. So everybody always gets on me about my blinky lights. So we're going to put on these guys here. They're going to be white. They're going to blink every half a second. Put the blink on. Change the appearance. Color GUI. Again. Oh, wait, these are white now, and I think this is like absolute white. If I'm not mistaken, they are. Green should be white. And blue should be the black. And we'll make a copy of that. Oh, I gotta close this window. Flip around like that. Okay. Sometimes you put on these lights and they're just not that noticeable. But we'll just have to see. But I don't know. Big fan of blinky lights, I suppose. Come on, get it in line up with the other one. Tuck it up like that. And finally, just to mark the dorsal side as opposed to the ventral side, we're going to take this one, remove it from the symmetry, put its blink period up to 1 second, and change it to an amber, more of an orangey amber color. That should be good. I'm going to go with that. So there is, again, didn't really functionally change anything, just really look. And I'm going to leave the booster part here exactly the same. Oh, I got to rebuild the fairing. I'm going to go up like so. And like round. Close her off. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, the colors sometimes on the fairings get messed up with the turd mod, so I think it's still that white and green that we're seeing everywhere else, because I never changed that. Alright, save that. Now, where's the fairing? The fairing's right here. I'm going to try something with the fairing. Now that I have a Stage 2 VAB, I do have limited action groups, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the gear action group, which is an action group I'm not going to use. I'm going to click on the fairing, and I'm going to deploy the fairing using the gear action group. I don't have the 1, 2, 3, 4 numbered action groups. And then I'm going to take this fairing and we're going to take it out of the staging diagram. And now I can push G to stage the fairing. I can stage it whenever I want, independent of what's going on here. I do want to make sure that my staging here makes some degree of sense. We have that. We have then that. Then we get on our 3 swivels down here at the bottom. Stage, engage arterial engine. Beautiful. I think so. All of our numbers here still make sense. Bit of a low TWR at launch, but I think it's doable. You think making the fairing sharper, does it? I've never really experienced experimented too much with. I don't know. I don't get too hung up on drag. I mean, when it's egregious, I notice it. But if it's not egregious, like, so what? I spend a little bit more fuel. It's okay. Okay. I think she's good. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. Picking up these 3 people from low orbit. This vessel is kind of overkill for that, but I really don't want to build a 4th version, another version of this, so we're just going to do this. So this is just going to have Valentina aboard. Sorry, everybody else. And we're going to launch. And we're going to see how this is going to go. I'm going to do one more look at the staging, because once I launch, I launch. But I think everything should be okay. Yeah, let's launch. Alright. Yeah, it could be better if it's a little pointier. Sometimes I'm more concerned with aesthetics than I am about making everything perfect. Oh my gosh, Alex. You are so... Oh, we're launching in a thunderstorm, of course. NASA does that, doesn't it? Aren't there rockets in it? I'm pretty sure an Apollo got hit by lightning, did it not? I don't know, I could be getting all those stories wrong. Alright, so, oh my goodness. Golly, golly, golly. Okay, let's get away from the thunderstorms. So, here we go. Here is us, and here comes, we have Latop, we have Jodis, and we have, I can't read that. Harvest. And they're all in equatorial orbits. They're almost identical. I always find it funny in this game that the rescue Kerbals, they're either like nice, easy ones like this, or they're like out here past the moon. Like, there's just seems to be nowhere in between. Oh, this is going to work out well. So what I'm going to do, because they're all about at the same altitude, is I'm going to go up into about 120 kilometer orbit. I think that's going to be my goal. And launch ahead of this guy so that Latop will catch up to us. And hopefully one of these 2 will be a pilot. That's going to be the goal. Okay. And yeah, let's just launch right now. So SAS on. Oh, it's starting to rain. Let's get going. SAS on, throttle up. Let's do it. We are off. We are off. Let's get out of this thunderstorm. Pitch over a little bit. Last time I went up really quite steeply, so I'm going to try and avoid going up so steeply this time. Try and do a little bit of a better job. And again, I do want to stay on a heading at 90 degrees as best I can, because those folks are in an equatorial orbit. Okay, coming through the clouds. We are falling over quite quickly, but let's get off of that. Now we're actually whoa. Don't there's no tail fins on there, so it really wants to I think I'm okay. It really felt like it was about to flip over there for a second. Once we're up a little higher, it should be okay. I'm just trying to correct it's a little too shallow and a little bit too far to the north, but I think it's going okay now. Okay, where's my... There we go. There we go. There we go. We're good. Might actually, because it's coming up a little shallow, might let this go a little bit longer before I start to reduce throttle. Alright, let's start reducing throttle. Keep it about 1 minute and 10 seconds ahead, the apoapsis that is. And again, we're going to go for an apoapsis of 120. There, it's looking pretty good. Yeah! It's not the funnest to control at the beginning. It's just on those aeronautic, what do you call them? The tail fins are the only means of attitude control. Looking good now. And again, this thing's, for goodness sakes, this thing was built to go out past, into an orbit out past the moon, so it can do this easy. Easy. Put on some lights. You might also recall last week, when this thing's inaugural flight, I actually went past Apoapsis and was entering back into the atmosphere before I started to do the circularization. So I'll try and avoid doing that this time. Just wasn't paying attention. Oh, whoa, whoa, fairing. Gee, there we go. Fairing's no longer need for that. I like that. That's separated cleanly. And I'm just going to keep it at this heading, this throttle, locked on prograde until this gets to 120. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Yes, actually it wasn't. Oh, whoa, whoa, I'm almost out of fuel here. I'm seeing the comment there. Damn, this vessel has lights. We finally have the budget. It wasn't so much the budget, it was the part count. That was really what was limiting me from doing things like lights and stuff. On to our Terrier engine. Give it a little more throttle because that's hardly got any, lot less thrust now. Yeah, I know. I'm letting the Apoapsis get up to 120. That's just to facilitate the rendezvousing. And cut. And the whole idea here is that we're up ahead of Latop here. Hopefully I did this right. If I messed up, I'll just go for the next one. I might be up here a little bit too long. You know, I really should set him as a target, shouldn't I? There's my target there. We'll see how it goes. Because we're going to be kind of hanging out here. He's going faster than us right now. It might work out okay. We'll see how it goes. That's all I keep saying. See how it goes. Alright, still got to achieve an orbit, but we're almost there. And we got 3 people to pick up, and thankfully there are 3 empty seats here, so... Throttle up a bit. Good enough. All right, let's see if we can get ourselves a rendezvous. So, I'm going to have to come right back down again. Normally, it's nice to... I think this is going to work. Oh, yeah. Normally, it's nice to come in under them so that you're not just increasing altitude only to bring it back down again. But the issue is these folks are in orbits not much more than like around 80 kilometers. And so it ends up... it's hard to get into an orbit below them and still be above the atmosphere. So that's why I went above. Let's see. Other way. Oh, a little... I saw 2.3 kilometers, and that seems to be... Okay, 2. No. Might have a bit of a plane getting... I mean, 2.2 is not. It's just my own pedanticness. We got a 0.2 degree separation that's responsible for that. Or an inclination difference. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, we're going to reduce the throttle limiter on this. That's the gimbal limit. Throttle limiter. So that the burn's a little longer. Okay. Oh, and you know what? Every time I go to time warp, I keep wanting to hit F5 because it's such a habit I've gotten into. Because most of my mistakes are done because I screw up on the time warping. But of course, that doesn't work. I do not have that option. Put this on the approach indicators. Hello, is it Xeonomy? And my Midrin? Welcome. I try to catch on what's going on in the chat, but I'm really actually quite bad at it. Put that on the maneuver node. Well, it'll probably be pretty much retrograde, I think. So it's only a 9-second burn, so what I'm going to do is start about 9 seconds before this gets to 0 and then just go to half throttle. Like that. That gives me just better control. I could have just locked a retrograde, for goodness sakes. Okay, and now I'm more looking at the intersect distance. I remember seeing 2.3 when I worked it out. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so we're going to be there in about 16 minutes. 17 minutes, actually. We're going to meet our first Kerbal. I'll stop a few minutes early. Still find the most common questions I get and the most frustrations people have are doing things just like what I'm doing here, rendezvousing. And I get it. It is not intuitive. So here what I'm just going to do just to reduce this distance is looking at this retrograde icon relative to the target. Notice I am in target mode. And there's the anti-target icon. So I'm just going to put the bird icon on the other side here. And we're just going to push it that way. The biggest piece of advice I can give to people while rendezvousing is just kind of take your time. There isn't a rush. So it's still 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes from my closest approach. So I'm going to push that in. It gives me lots of time to kind of play around. I can see now I need to kind of... I know just from experience that in a low orbit, you want the actual retrograde icon a little bit above, like away from the horizon. So I'm burning a little kind of that way. But what I'm really looking just at this distance, if I notice that distance is starting to go up, I just stop what I'm doing. Keeping an eye on that distance. Push it further that way. Just noticing the time to apoapsis or time to intercept was getting too far too. I don't want that to be more than, it was almost getting to 5 minutes. I certainly don't want it as long as that. So we'll time warp a little bit closer. Our approach speed is very low. There it is. And we'll just rinse and repeat. Pushing that retrograde icon down, reducing that intersect time, or intersect distance. Got 300 meters, 200, 100. Oh, started to climb back up again. Get a little closer again. Now under 40 seconds, again pushing that towards. I think a lot of people try and do this kind of like lock to retrograde and then just do one big giant massive burn when you're really close, and I don't know, I find that, I guess to each their own. If you find that the easier way to do it, great. Alright, so our approach distance is now down to 7 meters. We are only 15 seconds away, so I do have to kind of slow down here. Okay, and I'm noticing that time was starting to creep up, so turn the engines off. Alright, so what do we got? I have no idea what kind of Kerbal we're going to get here in terms of gender, but of course more importantly in terms of their class. Deliberately pushing it off to the side a little bit. So we'll go beside it, or under it. No, we're going to go beside it. So we have a Mark I cockpit, it looks like. And this is Kerbal number 1. Ooh, we're coming in real close. We're not scratching the paint, so everything's good. Come right to a stop. Okay. Yeah, let's just go. What do we got? What do we got? I was gonna reorient, but we'll get them. So Latop is a pilot. We needed a pilot. And looks, I don't know. I guess female pilot. I was really having trouble telling there. I don't know what it was. Okay. In you go. Board. Okay. Actually, where are they? Do I have them one in each cockpit? No, I do. I do have one in each. So Val's in the forward one. And Latop just. So good. We have a second pilot. Val is like, thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. All right, now we're going to target our next one along here, which is the next one back. So we'll set that as a target. And the easiest way in this situation where we're all in the same and you want to just drop back from here to here, what you want to do is you want to increase your orbital period. And the easiest way to do that, well, actually really the only way to do that, is to burn prograde. And that increases your orbital period. And you can see now we're getting an encounter right about there. And so that's an 86 meter per second burn. It'll be about the same when I go to meet them. So you got to really think about that when you're spilling. Now I got tons of fuel, but I will tell you how to cut. You can make this much lower, right? Like say, I don't know, 25 meters per second. Let's say that, you know, if you want to have a lower encounter speed and spend less. And then all you got to do is go, okay, well, how much? Put another burn here. That means I'm just going to need to do a few orbits. To find out how many orbits, just put another maneuver here and go ahead, pop ahead orbits on that kind of dummy maneuver. And you can see how that's getting me these new close encounter indicators. See how they're changing? And I think this isn't going to work. If I adjust the first one, I don't think these will change. But I could be wrong. Oh, they do change. Okay. And then you can adjust the first one. Sometimes I find it, I don't know what's the parameters. This is a 0 meters per second. You can see there's nothing in there. But sometimes I find when I adjust the one that's ahead of it, it kind of corrects and puts some dV in that one to keep the trajectory the same. It's really annoying. And I'm not quite worked out why it does that sometimes and why it doesn't some other times. So let's see. Sorry, I'm on the first maneuver. And we're just doing a little bit of tweaky here. There we go. We're 100 meters separation. An encounter speed of 40 meters per second. It's only going to cost us 23 meters per second. So that's how you can do that more cheaply. It's just now I got to go around a few times. Which is not... Oh, I got to start my burn like now. Now. I was docking so much. Oh, wait. Put it on. It's okay. This isn't super critical here. So let's just do the burn. Okay, and let's delete that second one because I in no way trust it right now. And now put a second one. And again, this pop ahead orbits button is the bestest. Okay, so now I think I might have overcooked it. What happens if I burn a little retrograde? Does that make it better? Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. Now this maneuver is changing. No, it's not. But this didn't. Try it again. I guess it doesn't reflect it? I don't know. Just weird things how these maneuvers work. Okay, we'll live with this. It's good. 4.8, we can make that work. All right, but it's going to take a few times around. So let's do some time warping. So although I could have done this much more quickly, actually what I should do is keep an eye on this. See, probably the better place to watch is from here. You can watch these encounter indicators, and when they come close, you know, oh, we got so many vessels. Oh, we're going for this one. This is the debris from our previous one. But as we pass here, it should update at some point. There. Guess we gotta go around one more time. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, no, it just got confused. Okay, let's time warp again. Once I stop time warp, when I time warp, see, it's showing it on the next orbit when I time warp. It's so a little perfinicky. But let's go past. So I don't think it's right. Where's us? Let's get past here. There we go. Now I think it's showing it right. Yeah, 4.8 kilometers in 20 minutes. Or maybe it was just switching between intersect 1 and intersect 2. I don't know. I don't know. We'll make her work. I should watch my electricity. I think I have lots. I don't have an infinite amount. I might have to be turning off the lights at some point. Because I have no solar panels and the Terrier does not generate electricity. So, might be losing the lights at some point here. Okay. Oh, whoa. How is that? Where are we? Here we are. I'm confused. I think I need to push it a lot this way. Yeah, that's making it better. I think. I don't know if I did that all too well, now that I'm looking at it. I think I let myself get too close. Nope. Doing this purely by the nav ball, just pushing this towards with, but we're almost there. I gotta really burn. I did not do this very well. We're past it. Shoot! Dopey! Got myself into the trap. The traps! Let's back that way. Well, oh shoot. Get back. Stop. Stop and think about what you're doing. There it is. That way. Oh, I did not do that well. Thankfully, we have a lot of fuel. Try and do the next one better. Well, now I'm getting into the whole trap of if you spend all this time burning towards the target, you end up, changing your orbit, which makes you actually get further from the target. It's a terrible, terrible situation. So I'm going to let myself get closer. Burn this way. There, that's dramatically bringing down our separation. Okay, let ourselves get closer again. If it seems like nothing you do is making it better, let yourself get a little bit closer. Way down there. Alright, separation, close approach is under 1 kilometer now, 500 meters, 200, 100. Whoop. Now we're going in the right direction. Well, I'm making this look a lot harder than it is right now, I think. Or at least we're going the right way now. Coming down right on top of it. That's a pretty shot with the clouds below us. It doesn't help every time I time warp that these numbers get messed up. So I'm going to blame it on that. When in doubt, blame the game. We got 2 pilots aboard, and we're really, really making a hash of this. Okay, we're there. No, now, you know what it is now? Now I'm getting impatient. That's my own dumbness. That was me. Okay, see? What did I say to myself? I've said it so many times. Slow down and think about what you're doing. And that time I wasn't. I was getting impatient. Started moving away from the target. I over time warped. Is what I did. Right beside it, for goodness sakes. I can just... I actually didn't realize I was that close. Let's end this. End this crazy ride. Okay. Alright, so this is Jodis. Jodis is an engineer. There we go, EVA. At this stage of the game, the most useless of Kerbal types. There we go. In my humble opinion. Okay, we'll put you into the forward capsule with Valentina. Alright, we got one more and we're going to try and do this better. Now, what is my electricity? My electric charge is almost done. I got to turn off my lights. And I gotta turn off the reaction wheels. All of that fussing about did not help. Okay. Where is our... This one's the last one. Oh, you are a pain too. You are far, far away. I'm thinking, because electric charge, that's the problem with the lights and not having solar panels. I'm thinking I might want to do you in a separate launch. Because I think I'm going to run out of electric charge. And I want to have... Yeah. I'm going to end this crazy ride. So... Where is the KSC? Yeah, we're not going after this one. We're going to have to do them in a separate launch. That was... Spent way too much time fussing about. My electric charge has gotten too low. I want to have electric charge during our descent. So here's the KSC. Which one of all of these... Here, turn these all off. This is us. So we're going to do our descent burn. We're going to launch another one to go... Well, actually, we can launch a cheaper vessel than this one to get the last person. So we're gonna cut our losses. Partial success on this mission. If I managed electricity better, it would have come out better, but... Electricity is unfortunately an issue. Oh, I know. Can you transfer electricity? I don't think you can you? No. I was hoping to... Oh, it does. Oh, there must be some sort of priority. So, okay, all the electric charge I have is in the capsules, which is exactly where I wanted it. So, great. There must be some sort of priority on that. Okay, and we shall stage and retrograde. That's why I want this electricity to hold this on the retrograde vector as we descend. Peanut staging. It does look like a peanut. Don't forget to look for contracts. Yeah, I'll look for more contracts after this one. This will knock off 2 of them, provided all this goes well. Well, actually, if it doesn't all go well, it will knock it off with the big failure. Either way, it'll knock it off. So I got to be cognizant of that with the lights without having solar panels, and it's a bit problematic. I think we're okay. I'm noticing the electric charge isn't even declining. The reaction wheels in here isn't using it up. But I'm glad I aborted that mission. I didn't want to go down without electric charge. Aboard. I don't know how close I'm going to come to the KSC. Not very. I can see that. I am not getting the feel for these descents at all. We're going to come short, which seems to be my pattern. And with these roundy capsules, actually, I think we're going to not even make the shoreline, which is for the best. And for those people, again, new to the series, as far as the mods go, the mods are really some simple UI mods. Like you can see Kerbal Engineer just showed up because I do have an engineer aboard. And, you know, beautification mods. There really are no mods that really change any of the gameplay. They don't change any of the parts other than the fact that I do have the DLCs. So this really is more or less a stock game. Just prettied up. right. So that's 2 contracts. We'll take a quick look to see what other contracts have come. But I think what I'm going to do is grab that last Kerbal. I'll probably do it with the Bob Ross. That was a vessel that I built a couple of streams ago. Okay. So there we go. Contracts are complete. Oops. Let's just take a quick look at what's available here. I'm not doing any of these survey VIPs. I'm done. Oh, another rescue. Oh, Moden somewhere else. Oh, low orbit. I think I'm kind of done with the rescuing for now, so we'll only grab one of these. And attach a new part to a satellite about the moon. Oh, that's tempting to grab. Big money payout. Yeah, we're going to grab that. Might regret it because I don't know what its orbit looks like, but that's going to be for later. Right now, we're going to time warp to sunrise. Did I fix all the parallax issues? I'm not sure. Like, I have a more updated version of Parallax, if that's what you mean. I'm not sure what issues you're referring to. I did have, and this was a while ago when I first tried Parallax, some issues streaming it. Those issues don't seem to be there anymore. That's what I'm looking for right here. This is the Bob Ross. Specifically, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this is the Bob Ross 3. Because this is the 3rd time this has flown. To shrink the scale down a bit. So if that's what you were referring to, I guess. So I'm sorry, I'm just not sure what you're referring to with the parallax issues. Okay, Bob Ross. So we can now. This is a 2 crewed orbiter, really designed for low orbit. It does have the Science Junior aboard, so I might want to take. I think. Let's take our new pilot here. So our new pilot is Latop. And I don't think I've ever done a crew report, or not a crew report, a Science Junior on the launch pad. So I think I'm going to take advantage of the situation and grab us a little material study. Okay, and right here. Conduct a material study. Yep, 2.3 science. Ain't huge, but why not? Okay, so yeah, we are going for, let's get all those capsules back. Fortunately, there's a number of them now. We want, I'm pretty sure, Harvest here. So set him as a target. Let's just look at the contract, make sure I'm going to the right place. Certainly don't want to go to an empty capsule. Harvest, save Harvest. Yes, okay. So we're gonna again, this time I'll go for just like 100-kilometer orbit because this thing doesn't have as much fuel as the previous one. We'll try and make this really quick, and then we'll go get the one that's around the moon. About there. Again, the idea is to come up ahead of it. Okay. Throttle up, and yeah, go. So a much simpler rocket, a much lighter rocket, but only holds 2 Kerbals and can only go to get to low orbit. Lock that onto the prograde vector. Unlike the previous one, this one just has the single booster. And coming up a little bit too steeply, so I'm just taking it off the locked prograde every once in a while. Get it to kind of hold its attitude for a little bit. Now it's good. And this is the one that in the past I've forgotten. This booster here runs out very quickly, so we're gonna just got to get ready for this staging event coming up. And on to, again, the Terrier engine. Do the doors on this add drag? I have absolutely no idea whether they do or whether they don't. I mean, they look like they should add drag, but I am not convinced they actually do anything. I've never put it to the test. I'm curious if anybody has. I guess I could close the doors. I just noticed that. You could. You can close the doors without... A little late now, but if they were adding drag, it's a little late to worry about it now. All right. 100-kilometer orbit, I believe, is what I said. Like this. Okay, we can stage that fairing. This one's actually in the staging diagram. It does look better with the doors closed. I'll have to remember. Yeah, I do agree with that. The big issue is for me to have to remember that I have science to collect from there. And when the doors open, I'm more likely to remember, though that is by no stretch a guarantee either. That's very good. True. That's very true. Redtail Shark says if these were providing drag, here I'll open them again because now we're so high it doesn't really matter. But if there was drag associated with that, it would tend to pull the ship to one side, and I definitely don't notice any of that. So maybe there isn't any drag. My guess is this is just an animation and there's no drag. Though you do have to be a little careful. Like for instance, the those, what do you call those little payload bay things? The little cargo bay things with the doors that open that you can stow all kinds of stuff on. Those doors definitely do add to the drag of the craft. I know that for a fact, so. But these ones, I think, just because it's a science experiment, I don't think they do. That would be my guess. But I don't know that for a fact. Okay, going for 100 kilometers. Beautiful. We're in space. Right, 100 by 100, dummy. we go. And 0.2 degree inclination down. Oh, wow, a lot closer than I would have guessed. Should have started my little bit earlier. I have me a feeling I cannot see those numbers. Oh, no, no, no. We're okay. We're okay. I'm going to scale down a little bit. It's taking a little long. Could turn up the scale a little bit, but I'll just keep clicking instead. So I got a under 2 kilometer separation, 1 kilometer, 500 meters. That might be pretty close to it. Should have left it alone. Can't stop playing. Now it's worse. Let's just do it. Okay, so got that burn coming up in 5 minutes. Again, teeny tiny little burn. Turn that thrust limiter right down. Oh, don't forget to grab the science. Laptop, that's your job. I know you're new, but we don't want you botching your first mission here. Okay, gonna be there 18 minutes. Oh wait, right now, while I'm thinking about it, get that science. Oh, there goes our... Don't worry, they're not racing past us. We'll catch up to them again. Oh, I should give myself a little more throttle here. Oh, that's the wrong way. This way. Oh, about 30 meters in about 3 minutes. You know, it's one thing I would really like to get into. But you just don't get a lot of contracts in the stock game leading you that way. But I'd really like to get into space stations. That's one of my favorite things to do. Is the green glowing in the dark? Wouldn't that be nice? It is a very, very bright green. There's no doubt about that. Alright, so this is a third. We're going to try and do one more rescue before this stream is done. This is a rescue stream. There's our electricity. Electricity is fine. Without the lights, those lights use up a lot of electricity. Much as I like them. Get a good view coming in here. I do like, yeah, I like having space stations as refueling depots, but also as kind of like home ports for, let's go meet our dude. So like, yes, I have fuel aboard him, but I like to build a vessel that, for instance, I'll have a station around Kerbin and a station around the moon, and then a vessel that's designed to go from one to the other and back. I don't know. I find, and that never ends up, whoa, that never ends up going back down to the surface. You know, that kind of thing. Or having a station around the moon, but there's a dedicated lander on that station that just goes up and down and you just keep refueling it. I just find that enjoyable. And then if you want to get into the resource harvesting and all that kind of stuff, I can tell right now we have a scientist. I didn't even look, but yeah, because they had the science. Sometimes the parachute turns into the science EVA kit. But that only happens for scientists, which I find really weird. All right, there we go. So we're done with rescuing people from low. Let's see if I can. Okay, there's where the space center is. I think the round capsules just have more drag than I'm used to. I think that's why I'm always coming short. So I'm going to stop here. We're going to put it on the retrogrades. No, I'm still time warping. And last time I think I had this at 42 kilometer periapsis. So this time I'm going to try like 48. Right about there. See how that does. You can reset the lab. Oh, I can! Oh my gosh, 100%. Thank you, Tabby. I have a scientist aboard. I can actually, though there's not, I've already collected the science, but I can. See, before we enter the atmosphere, this is a high-risk maneuver here. Not really, because we're not that close. But I can restore this now and collect more. Conduct material study for another 1.6 science. Thank you. Oh, and collecting it would be a good idea. All right. That's, of course, the advantage of having a scientist along. Board. All right. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, and Unlike the Artemis that we just saw, the Bob Ross here does not have any reaction wheels embedded in there, so this has no attitude control. But the thing is it's, as you can see right now, it's weighted so that it will orient itself properly anyway. I would store fuel in moon orbit, Ryan. Ryan's asking, would it be better to store fuel in orbit or to store fuel on the moon's surface? And my answer to that is to store it in orbit. Yeah. You could make an argument, should you... Well, no, I would still build the... If I had a mining station on the moon, I would still do the ore processing on the surface of the moon. And then just bring the fuel up into orbit where it could be used by other vessels. I usually find, though, by that stage of the game, you're so swimming in money that... I don't know. It's not... It's a lot of work for, I find, negligible game. Like, you can do it just for the enjoyment of doing it, but as far as progressing in the game, you might as well just launch everything from the surface of Kerbin, I think, sometimes. Okay, am I... How did I aim this? This was at 48 kilometer periapsis. So we're clearing the mountains. That's always the important part. But I got me a feeling we're going to come again just a little bit short. We definitely are. Going to come pretty close, though, but short. We're going to come right in this little town here. Right there. We're going to land right... There's a golf course right there. Oh, no, we're even going to come short of that. That would be funny. Just land right off the right in the bunker off the off of the 7th hole green. I don't know why I picked that. And down. Okay, recover. I'm being asked, have you ever got so advanced on a save that there was just no reason to play it because you basically maxed it out in terms of outposts and space stations? I've really never built any outposts or space stations beyond the moon or Mimbus. I've never built a Duna base. I've never built, like, I think some people might be surprised by that, but I then again, anyone who's watched a number of my videos knows I spend almost all my time just flapping about within the Kerbin system, and I don't go interplanetary that often. I don't, that's just me. Yeah. I've landed everywhere, but I've just never really built things everywhere. I just don't have a desire to do so. Okay, so let's take a quick look at contracts. We're going to do that last rescue. I'm not going to do Modin here. I'm not going to test anything. I'm not going to do tourists. No, not looking at any of those. So let's take a look here. First of all, I want to delete these guys. Some people get upset by that. I don't care. I figure they're in low orbit. They would be not stable orbits. They would eventually come down. But also, frankly, I don't want to look at them anymore is really what it is. But what we are after is Herman's scrap. So, oh my gosh. I was hoping to be able to use the Artemis to fix this satellite, to do the fix the satellite contract, and then also go rescue William here from low orbit. But they are 90, like, yeah, one sec, pretty darn close to 90-degree plane change. I don't think I have the fuel for it. I don't think so. I don't want to work it out. Oh gosh, that's so tempting. You know what? I think I'm going to go for it. If you do the satellite orbit first, reduce your periapsis down, and then make the plane change at apoapsis, it's not going to be expensive because this is so high. You're going to be going so slow. And then scoop up William. Oh boy, that's tempting. Sounds like fun. I don't know if I can do it all this stream, but does sound, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to attempt it. And if it doesn't end up working out, if all of a sudden I'm here and I make the call, I don't have enough fuel, we can leave and come and get William some other time. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we got to fix this satellite, which means adding a part to it. And we got to find out what that part is. So let's go into the VAB. We're going to definitely be doing this with the Artemis again. That is you. This is now going to be the Artemis III. I'm just going to keep doing this. We'll keep the same vessel all the time. I should just probably rip all the lights off. Or just, I just won't turn the lights on. We'll leave the lights for some other time. Edit text, set to text, Artemis III. Because unfortunately, it won't have the electricity to make it until we have solar panels. Okay, no, that's good. That's fine. All right, so what do we got to do for this contract? Attach a new part to a satellite in orbit of the moon. Have an engineer on the active vehicle. Okay, I would have done that. Had to do that anyway. Oh, a small inline reaction wheel. Once again, a small inline reaction wheel on this satellite in orbit of the moon, CSS-X satellite. Oh my god, I'm not going to say the rest of those. Okay, so we just have to put another reaction wheel on here. So I'm just going to stick that onto the top. There we go. That's that. So that's just there for... This thing has 4... Might be a little bit much. It has 4 actual... whatever. There are actually 4 reaction wheels in this thing now. Okay, for crew... well, Laptop just did the last one, so Valentina. Bill did the last of these, so we're going to pick another engineer. I have 3, but an engineer I rescued a couple of weeks ago is Fuzzy One. Well, actually, the first Kerbal I rescued, so Fuzzy One is going to be our engineer. That is going to be it. We're just going to take this thing to the moon. So let's see how this works. So, save and launch. Save and launch. So the whole plan is going to be fix that satellite, and then if we have the fuel for it, to go pick up that Kerbal that's in orbit about the moon. That is the plan. So I just can launch it anytime I want. So we're just going to do this, do this, do this, do this. Put this here and go. I kind of like this thing. I do like the look. I like the Tri-3 boosters, and I don't know. I think it looks okay. I usually don't build things that look that okay. For me, like okay is more than adequate. Oh my gosh. You know why it's so twitchy? It's because of the freaking number of reaction wheels on this thing. There's way too many reaction wheels. I could disable some of them. That would be a smart thing to do. There's a thought. Alright, 3rd flight of the Artemis. There we go. That sounds so good. The 3, these are just swivel engines down there, but man, they sound amazing when they're all blasting at the same time like that. Okay. I'm seeing the word cap locks. I don't have cap locks on. I don't think I do anyway. I can check in just a second, but right now I just want to reduce throttle. Oh, cap lock so it's not so twitchy. Yeah, if I just disable some reaction wheels, but it's fine now. Yeah, caps locks would make it a little less twitchy. Because you get finer control. That's true. Oh well, it's going now. We're not going to turn on the lights, unfortunately, because we And we're gonna really keep an eye on electricity. Reducing throttle, probably getting close to not reducing throttle anymore, because at some point I just get bored of reducing the throttle anymore. We're almost at 50 kilometers, so I'm going to press G. There we go. Stage those guys. Again, the contract we're going for is this fix a moon one first. Or fix a satellite in orbit about the moon one. And then we'll try and rescue William here. And who knows, maybe next week we'll go for that moon landing. That'd probably be about right. I gotta collect more science. Well, maybe not. I think I got enough to do a moon landing. Do a simple one. Okay, there we go. On to the Terrier. Oh, we're already at 80 kilometers anyway. I'm just noticing getting... Okay. I'll talk about it in a second. I really gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. Started that a little late. We got a little distracted. I don't think it's either here nor there. So I'm pitching up every once in a while. That's good enough. No, what I was being distracted by, if you look really closely at... Here, let me aim the camera right there. You guys can tell me whether this is my imagination or not, but look, is the blue in the water being reflected in the glass here? That's what I'm... It definitely is. The blue of the planet's being reflected in the glass. That's really cool. That must be like planet shine or something. I don't know. Or there's that deferred lighting mod. Maybe that's what's doing it. Could be. Okay. We are on our way to this satellite. So first thing I'm going to do is set the target to be the moon. I'm going to head out that way. And obviously we are going for a polar orbit. Oh, yes. I didn't think about this. Okay. Okay. No. Two ways to deal with it, but we're going to deal with it the cheapest way because I really want to save fuel and see if I can do both the rescue and this satellite fix at the same time. But the first thing is going to be to just tweak this maneuver right. So get it in nice and close. Get that periapsis as low as it'll go, and then a little bit of prograde. And I want basically to hit right in the middle of the moon right now. So when you get the two trajectories right on top of each other, that's when you know you're right in the middle. But you can see here that I'm coming in and I'm not in the right plane, right? Now I have to make a plane change to get into this orbit. But what you can do is if you simply wait to do this burn, like for instance, if I pop ahead, say 5 orbits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thankfully, Kerbals can wait as long as you want. In fact, let's turn off SAS while I'm doing this to save electricity. And then just readjust the timing. I need a little bit more. There we go. You can see here that this angle has changed. In fact, it's gotten bigger. So we're going to have to keep doing that until it comes around and we'll enter from this side. So we're going to go ahead 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to be spending some time in orbit. Right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back. And I'm just picking that 5 jump. That seems like a good jump. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see I got to give myself a little bit more fuel, but we're getting close. A little bit of fuel here. Angle's getting pretty small. Let's try 1, 2, 3. Another 3. 1, 2, 3 orbits. Yeah, we're spending about 2.5 days in orbit, it looks like. Now we're getting into the fine tweaks. A little bit more prograde. Oh, wow, that's maybe one more orbit. And then this avoids having to make the plane change in orbit of the moon. That seems to put me back onto the other side. So I'm going to go back in orbit. And I think that's pretty gosh darn close. What if I gave a little more prograde? Does that make it better or worse? That made it better. A little bit of prograde really closed that angle down. There we go. Okay, so there's our burn. That'll get us into the right plane as well. Fortunately, the burn is 2 days and 2 hours away. So that's what it is. So I'm going to really have to conserve electricity here. So lights are off. I'm just monitoring electricity. SAS is off. And we'll just time warp. Come on. There we go. Boop. Oh, I should have given the seizure warning ahead of that. Okay, and now I can put SAS on, lock that to prograde. Actually, put it onto the maneuver node. Okay. Yeah, that was almost 2.5 days it just went by there. There. And we got a 1 minute and 39 second burn. Still got 1960 meters per second left in the vehicle, so I'm thinking it's going to be okay. I just don't know if I'll have the time. We'll see what happens. We'll find out after we do the rendezvous with the satellite. And we're doing the satellite first because plane changes are cheaper at a higher altitude. So going for the higher altitude and then doing the plane change is better than going for the low altitude and then doing the plane change. And 2 and 1 and go. We can do a little bit of physics warping, I think. Just a little bit. Speed this up a little bit. Because I get impatience, I do's. A little off the maneuver. And for those that don't know, you can do the physics warping at any time if you just hold the Alt key. Okay, see, and trying to adjust course while doing physics warping is not a good idea. I'm going to cut throttle a little early and watch this from here. Here we go. And again, I'd love that incoming trajectory to be right in the plane of my target. So just to really finish this off, I'm going to turn down this thrust limiter a ton. I don't need the maneuver node anymore. Watch it right from here. Let's see how this works. Ooh, that gives me the chills. I like that. Okay, now the one thing you really have to be careful about is, you know, at this point, obviously I have to make a correction about halfway along here and pull this trajectory either north or south. And it does matter because this guy's in an orbit I want to match. So I can see it's coming around like this. So I need to come towards the south. If you don't go the right way, you'll end up with a 180 degree plane difference, which is not what you want to deal with. Let's change our target to this. And by the way, you can look at the AN and the DN. If that's like getting, you know, close to if that's over 90 degrees, you went the wrong way. So basically, okay, look at this, look at this. Let's change up the time scale. Just get this at the, just increasing the time until that's at the maximum distance away from the moon. That tells me now I'm at the right spot to do this the most efficiently. And then I need to come down like that. And I think I need to come a little bit one way or the other. I do. Now, am I going to get more of a bang for retrograde or radial? Like prograde, retrograde, or radial? So prograde, a retrograde click doesn't do that much. Let's increase the scale. Does that much. A radial click does even less. Much less. So definitely retrograde is the way to go. So you want that periapsis right there. Right? Touching the orbit right at periapsis. And you can sort of see there. That looks good. A little more that way. And if you get the AN on where the encounter indicator is and where the PE is, then you got everything. Exactly. That's lovely. Not going to change anything. There we go. So this is a 90 meter per second burn. Increase our thrust limiter here quite a lot. Okay. SAS off. Okay. Say goodbye to Kerbin. Oops, SAS back on again. All right. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to do this. Don't have to wait for this to get 0 because it's not that well timed out. It's not that time sensitive, so I'm just going to burn down. Kind of correct here a little bit. All right. Happy, happy, pappy. Okay, let's get ourselves, again, SAS off. Let's get ourselves to the moon's SOI. So that means right here. Let's just warp to there. Yep. I don't know why I'm paranoid. You gonna stop? Oh, there. That's the SOI change. Just felt like I was getting really close. Okay, and then that is to where I said warp to here. Okay, so now what we got to do is facilitate ourselves a rendezvous. Put a maneuver right there. Retrograde. And what you want to do is you can see... Huh. Oh, I went too far. This one's not moving. So I think what I need to do... Yeah, notice how the orange ones aren't moving. I think what I need to do is actually push ahead. I'm going to push ahead 1 second. It's because the maneuver is before the other indicator. You want it to be just after. So I'm going to push ahead until I see them drop. So I'm just going ahead in 1 second intervals. There they go. Until I saw them move. And now, yeah, now it's making sense. So there we go. Now we can get our rendezvous. So we got a rendezvous right there. I don't think I can get a lower one. I cannot. So you want to get this as low as you can so your encounter speed isn't ridiculous. And there's going to be a lot of icons all on top of each other. But the thing I'm looking at is that 96 kilometer separation. .4. 4.9. Oh, wow. This is really, really sensitive. I got the scale really low. Okay. Oh my gosh. 400. Okay, there we go. There is a 400 meter separation there. So what we're going to end up doing is doing this burn, 170 meters per second. We end up doing this orbit, and then we'll do one, and then we'll encounter our satellite at a speed of only 30 meters per second. So that's pretty good. It's a 16-second burn. Yeah, let's just leave all the thrust settings the way it is. Okay, and we can actually put that on there. That to there. How did I grind the money necessary for the upgrades? Well, I made the mistake. I should be a little careful. I do have a burn coming up. So I'm going to keep this locked on retrograde. I'll answer that question as soon as this burn is done. Okay? Because I did do some changes as far as the money grinding goes. But I want to do this burn first. Time warp a little closer. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm going to stop again really early because I want to turn that thrust limiter like down to very, very much close to nothing to finish this off. Well, then again, it's not giving me any useful information there anyway. Stinkum binkums. Oh, now it is. Okay. Now I'm getting some useful information. So I'm looking at the intersect 1 distance. Oh, now it's the intersect 2 distance. And here's where I'm going to just turn this right down. Teeny tiny. Very small changes make a big difference. So it's a 50 kilometer separation here. We can go a little higher. 40, 30, 20, 10, 1. Okay, 400 meters. I'm not going to touch that anymore. All right, so just again to make sure everybody's kind of seeing what's happening here, we're going to end up doing... Here's us. We're going to do one more orbit. And then when we come back, we'll end up rendezvousing with our satellite here. I'm just noticing we have almost no communication. Do I have an antenna on this thing? I don't think I put an antenna on it. Oh, well. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So anyway, getting to the question regarding the money grind. Here, I'll start the time warp going. At the beginning of this series, I had the default for resources, for funds, in the hard mode setting is 60% of what it is in the normal setting. And I turned it down to 30% and found that that grind was just way too hard. I was making money, but so slowly, and I had to do a lot of missions, and it would have gotten very repetitive. So what I did is I temporarily turned the resources up to 100% for only like a stream or two to sort of make up the difference, and now I got it back down to 60. So there's the answer on how I grinded the money. I just didn't want to end up doing like a dozen tourist contracts or that kind of thing. I thought that would have gotten really repetitive really fast. And I think that's what would have been required. Okay, so 30. I'm looking at my time to intercept. So 10 minutes to closest approach. Okay, let's stop. We're about 3 minutes from closest approach. I can put SAS back on. And there's our target over there. It's 6 kilometers away. I'll try and see if I can close that distance a little bit here. Let's see. If I go a little this, what's my throttle limiter at? Let's put that up. Yep, that's bringing down the encounter distance. A little bit of throttle here, 200 meter separation. Oh, that's about it, about 125. I think if I actually go a little this way, I can actually bring it a little further still. Oh, that was a mistake. Other way. Okay, 60 meter separation now. Let's get ourselves a little closer. We're about 3 minutes away, so let's get into about 1 minute away. Approaching at about 26 meters per second. Reduce that distance a little more. Okay, about 16 meters now. No worries at all. I guess it's Xeonomy. Xeonomy. I don't know. Hopefully I'm saying that close to right. Okay, we're only about 20 seconds away. I should really start thinking about reducing my relative speed. Keeping it at a constant 11 seconds. Oh, now it's gone up a little bit, but that's okay. And it's all, I'm always curious with these satellites when you get to see them, because these are ones that Squad have made. They're always, this one looks interesting, that's for sure. By the way, I should state this. Here, I'm going to deliberately again push this retrograde. So we'll end up going below it here a little bit. Or above it, sorry. I'm going above it. There. The satellite repair contract I did last week, that satellite was powered by, this thing is, oh, I like it. It's got 2 of those infrared camera doobies on it. Anyway, what was I going to say? I don't know why, but it looks good. It had monoprop thrusters, and you can see this one has 2, the RCS thrusters with monoprop tanks on it. And the other satellite did as well. That satellite, it actually worked out with the amount of monoprop it had on it. It has 3 kilometers per second of delta V in that satellite, because it was very, very light and small satellite. So I'd be curious to see what this one is. This one looks a lot heavier. I mean, it's got these infrared cameras on it. It's got these big girders. Those things are heavy, those beams. So we just got to stick some reaction wheels on here. And then that contract is complete. And by the way, these satellites stick around too. I'm not sure as to what purpose this could possibly serve, but she's interesting, I will say that. Okay, let's see if we can cut throttle here. Cut our relative speed. Okay. Where are we going to put these reaction wheels? I guess it really doesn't matter, but they didn't leave you. Oh god, it's got Gigantor solar panels. Oh my gosh. I guess I could stick them anywhere. It really doesn't matter. So we're going to kind of come down like this. I'm going to stick them on the end. The end here. I'm hoping to make it so that fuzzy one here doesn't even have to let go. So we're going to get fuzzy one here. We're going to go into construction mode. We're going to grab this, and hopefully I can just stick her onto the end. You can rotate it. Rotate it. Oh, it doesn't like that. Shoot. It's because the Gigantor's in the way. Where am I going to stick this? I don't want to do any reconstructing, deconstructing. Don't make me do that. Okay. It doesn't even like me. Okay, there, that worked. Let's try again. One more. Okay, let go. There he goes. Gotta find a spot, a node to stick this on. I'm not... Oh, shoot, I forgot. Ah! When you are... Take off construction mode. Oh, dear. Okay, where'd that reaction wheel go? Oh, where's that reaction wheel? I just took it out of construction mode. Don't tell me it somehow just vanished. There's no debris. I took it out of construction mode. I think it just vanished. Oh no! Oh no, there it is. I see it. I think it's too big to fit in a Kerbal's inventory, unfortunately. Oh boy, I might have made a serious blunder here. Construction mode. Okay, but I can't reach down to here. And I once you put it into construction mode, you lose control of your Kerbal. Yeah, this wouldn't fit into here anyway. Okay. Okay, that works. Let's try and see if we can do it this way. Of course, I have no sense of depth here, whether I'm getting... No, I need to come more... Oh my god. I don't want to make the ship and come back for it. Doesn't feel like I'm getting any closer. Well, maybe I am. Oh, I think that just actually hit the satellite. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. I never noticed you can just place them like that. See, it won't let me put it there. Shoot. Where on earth? I feel like I gotta take something apart to get this on. Okay, gotta put that down. Oh, this is turning into not fun. Because I only see 2 free nodes for this. Okay, that looks like a good spot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is remove this Gigantor. Can I do that? I sure can. And now I'm hoping that can go on the end. Thank you! Zap that! Alright, alright. And now maybe I can get that Gigantor back on. Oh my gosh. Not that it really is necessary for the contract, I don't think. Alright, Fuzzy 1. That was annoying. That was très annoying now. I think, here, take this. You should be able to look. I want to see this with these things extended. Look at that. Like, why it has these on here, I don't know. But they look good. And then over here. And then over here. Alright, so for a moment there I was panicking. I thought I'd lost. Yeah. So, oh, I see it in the chat now. Take the solar panels off. Yep. But that seemed to have worked. I think that thing has enough electrical generation to last it. Alright, you get aboard. I like my partner, like, come on, hats off Valentina with that park job. Like, all of that flapping about, and this thing hardly moved in relation to our satellite. Let's see if we can orient this satellite a little bit. Now that it has some reaction wheels. Where that Earth is the probe? Oh, there's the probe body. I see it. Okay. That looks pretty good. Alright, look at that. Okay, that's a beautiful sight right there, I tell you what. But I'm thinking, you know what I'm going to do? I see a thumbnail. I see a thumbnail. Right there. And click. There we go. Okay, so with that done, though, I'm looking at the time, and yeah, we just crossed the 2-hour mark. So I'm thinking, can I do telescope science? Can I really? You see? Like, is there science to do here? Start object, log and observation. Oh my gosh, look at that. I can transmit 3.6 science back home for doing absolutely nothing. Can't transmit because it's out of range because they never thought about putting an antenna on this thing. But you know what I can do? Is we can collect it. Sorry, I got to do this now. I was going to end the stream, but now. Fuzzy One, get back out there. I can't transmit it because there is no antenna on that. But what I can do is collect it. Right, was it the top one? Yeah. Wasn't it? Take data. Alright. So we got ourselves a little bit of science. Get back there. Alright, but so even got a little bit of science to boost. Thanks, Maxim, for suggesting that. But anyway, right now, though, I think I'm going to be drawing this stream to a close. Next week, what we're going to do is see if we can get with our 816 meters per second that we have left. Can we get from this orbit down to this orbit, rendezvous with William down here, and of course, get ourselves back to Kerbin. But that's all going to have to wait for next week. So in the meantime, thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody who is watching this at a later date. And as of course, and as always, an extra special thank you to my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who directly support this channel. Have yourself a fantastic week, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Bye everybody.